Welcome to Live by Design, a place where I hope you'll find content that is informative, inspiring, and insightful. I'm your host, Muadi mdibinga, life strategist, motivational speaker, and I'm happy to be here with you. Once again, I find myself having to step away from my usual habit, from my rule, general rule, loose rule, about not discussing public affairs or politics or pop culture in this space. I make an exception to that general rule when I feel that the issue in question has some lessons embedded within it that would be helpful to you, to me, in our journey, right, to raise our consciousness and raise the standard of our life, our quality of life. So last week, the week before, this whole scandal broke, this college cheating scandal is what it's being called, whereby we found out that some celebrities and high net worth individuals, rich folks, were bribing people and committing illegal acts, fraud, to get their children into elite schools. First and foremost, I was not surprised by this at all. I was raised from a young age to know that the deck is always stacked in favor of the wealthy, the rich, the privileged, period. That's just the way it is. My parents taught me that. It's been shown to be true throughout history. Malcolm X once said that, we, people of color, black folks in particular, have to run twice as fast to stay in the same race as white people or people of privilege and that type of thing. And within this country, whether you want to believe it or not, there is a disparity. It's historically has been that way. Is it changing? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but those are what we call the facts. In addition to that, I went to an elite high school, a private high school in Boston, not going to name it. I went to an elite college in Chicago, not going to name it, and I did a little bit of a stint in a elite master's program in an Ivy League college in New York, but I'm not going to name that one either. So I've been around in that space, and I've seen this. These are the facts, right? So am I surprised by it? Not at all. Are some people going to go to jail? Maybe some people are going to go to jail. Maybe they'll pay fines. I'm going to let them deal with that. I'll let other people deal with those aspects of this issue. What I wanted to talk about, though, with regards to this cheating scandal is that, we in this country in particular, we forget that failure, not always getting what you want, having to work for the things that you want out of life, they come with a double reward. Sometimes you actually get the thing that it is you're pursuing. So if you're pursuing good grades to get into a good school, you may be rewarded getting into that school of your choice and having all of those options. If you are pursuing optimal health, and so you're eating the right things and moving your body and doing the things that you need to do that, you will be rewarded with ultimate health. If you are trying to become involved in a romantic relationships and you do the things that are necessary to maximize your chances of that, whether it's taking care of yourself, putting yourself in the right positions, but taking yourself out of your comfort zone to make those things happen, you may be rewarded with the end result that you want. Whether you get the end result or not, who you become in the process of pursuing that goal, that's the real reward. And the people who are cheating their way into these schools or cheating their ways into jobs or positions or cheating their way into marriages, you lose the benefit, the biggest lesson, the biggest advantage that comes from those pursuits, which is the person you become in the process of experiencing the ups, the downs, the challenges, the failures, the disappointments. Those things, once you go through them, they change you, they grow you, they shift you, they change your mind. It's often said that if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. When you go through a situation where you have to fight for something, where you have to work for something, you have to hustle for something, who you become in the process, that muscle, that courage that you develop, the stick-to-itiveness that you develop, the thick skin that you develop, all the qualities that you develop to allow yourself to successfully walk that path and get to the end, that's the value. So if you go to college, it's not so much the piece of paper. It's who you became in pursuit of the piece of paper. So if you cheat your way in, you've already lost half the reward. If you get a job because out of luck or because somebody just sort of put you in there for any other reason but the fact that you earned it, you get the job and you might even get the pay, but you don't get the shift in who you are. And that is everlasting. No matter where you are, no matter where you go, it goes with you. So you can cheat your way in and get a whole bunch of extra help and get the end result, but also lose at the same time. You lose the opportunity to come up higher, to strengthen yourself, to strengthen your resolve. And then so that if that thing is taken away from you or you don't have help the next time you can still be successful, because the internal change that needed to happen in order for you to grasp it has already been done. Example, a couple of months back, no, was it last month? One of my nieces, Ndeji, was given an assignment at school. And her assignment was to take a brown piece of construction paper, 8.5 by 11, and turn it into a pyramid. Only one sheet of paper, you get one shot, right? So she comes home and gets all this Xerox paper because, Deji likes to practice things. So she's practicing, and she could not figure out how to make the pyramid the size that she wanted. She made a little small pyramid, which was a pyramid, and fit the requirements of the assignment. But she saw some of her friends had made bigger pyramids, and she couldn't figure out how it was, and it was driving her beyond, just driving her crazy. She wanted her father to help her do it. He refused. Her father, my brother Nathan, goes like, no, figure it out. And then she comes and she looks to me, and she knows, my nieces and nephews, they know how I am. Auntie Muadi, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do it. And everybody else, this is bigger than mine. So I pulled the moose out, my sister Moose out. You'll be fine. Figure it out. So she's at the table and she's just going off and she's boo-hooing and carrying on, and she goes back and she comes back and she goes back. And so finally, we started talking to her. And so her father told her something. He said, don't compare yourself to what other people are doing. You run your own race. You figure out how to make this pyramid the best way that you know how. And don't compare yourself to your friends. She goes to an elite school. Don't compare yourself to your friends, because you don't know how they made their pyramid. You don't know who helped them. You don't know if they did that on their own. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But you're not sure about whether or not they got extra help. We want you to do this on your own. Figure it out. And what I shared with her, in addition to what my brother told her, was that, Deji, I told her, it's not so much can you create a pyramid. It's what are you learning in your mind? How are you using your mind? How are you having to do test after test and trial after trial to figure it out? It's changing the way you think. It's changing the way you see. So the process of trying to figure it out, that's the purpose of the exercise. It doesn't matter if you have a pyramid that's as big as the ones in Egypt, or the pyramid that's as small as the one you have in the palm of your hand. How you're shifting your mind, how you're using your mind in the process of trying to figure it out. That's what is important about this exercise, right? So she did it. Now she wasn't happy, but Deji, just like all my other nephews and nieces, they like to get things done. They're hustlers. So she got it done and she got it in. Was it a huge pyramid? Absolutely not. But it was more the one that she was able to create with her consciousness. She didn't Google it. She didn't look and try to cheat. I didn't help her. Her parents sure didn't help her. She figured it out on her own. So not only did she fulfill the assignment, but she walked in there with pride, knowing she had done the work. And that pride, that sense of accomplishment, and the ability to now think outside the box and put pieces around and try to figure that puzzle out, that changed her, and it cannot be taken from her. And when this whole college scandal thing blew up, I had a tap her on the shoulder and I said, you remember what your daddy said about people sometimes getting help from outside people? She said, yes, Auntie Muadi. I said, he was right, wasn't he, Deji? Yes, Auntie Muadi. My point is this. You can buy your way into to situations. You can buy your way. People buy their way into relationships. I've seen it happen, right? But unless you become the person you need to be to sustain it, you will lose it. And if you don't do the work yourself, if you don't fight for it, if you don't hustle for it, if you don't make a commitment that no matter what, I'm going to make it done, you lose out on the opportunity to shift your consciousness, develop skills, develop new habits, develop a new way of thinking that will serve you the next time. So all those children who slid their way into college based on somebody else's checkbook, they did not have the opportunity to go through the writing of the essay, maybe not getting the right grade on the SAT. My brother in Mekunga, he had applied to Georgetown, I think twice to get in, got in. He got cut back in school twice, I think, at least twice. Or was it once? At least once. But he used that to fuel his hustle. My brother Putt, the same thing. They got cut back. My friend Tommy, he had to take the bar, I think, 3 or 4 times. But he wasn't giving up. And he passed the bar. Now he has a high profile position within the government working on voting rights and really important things because he committed to doing the work. They didn't give up. They didn't have anybody. We weren't born with silver spoons in our mouths. So we had to do the work. But because we said we're going to do this no matter what, we found a way. They found a way. I found a way. You can find a way. So, we can look at these college cheaters and, have all kinds of judgments about them. I certainly have my own judgments about them. But it's an opportunity for us in this space to be reminded of an important lesson. They don't get the real reward of what college is. It's not the piece of paper in the end. It's who you become in the process of pursuing that piece of paper. It's not the job that you get in the end. Who do you become in the process of pursuing it? Do you understand what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that we here in this space keep your eye on the prize, particularly if you're an entrepreneur or somebody who's trying to build something. You're trying to build your family. You're trying to build a business. You're trying to build a school. You're trying to write a book. All of those things that we're trying to create, trying to be a better person, trying to have joy. Nobody can do that for you. You have to do your own work. And who you become in the process of doing that work, that's the real reward. Right? That's my message. I hope it was loud. I hope it was clear. I hope it made sense. Let's look at these cheaters. I almost have a little bit of compassion, not a whole lot, but I kind of feel sorry for the children, because for your parents to go to that length to get you into a school means they really don't have faith in your ability to get there yourself. Right? So we could have helped Deji with her pyramid, or any of my other nephews and nieces with their various projects, but then that would mean we don't have faith in their ability to do it themselves. So yes, the deck is stacked in the favor of the privileged. The deck is stacked in the favor of people who have wealth. The deck is not stacked in favor of people of color and other disenfranchised people in this society. Those are the facts. Within that framework, yes, we can work to even the score. Yes, we can work to even things out and level the playing field. At the same time, though, we still have to be excellent. Let's do our work. Because we, you, me, we realize it's not what you get. It's who you become in the process of getting what you get that makes the difference. That's the real reward. All right? So reward yourself with hard work. Reward yourself doing the work, making the changes, making the sacrifices, putting in the time, doing the studying, sharpening your skills, sharpening your craft. Because that way, whatever you get, you can really enjoy and be proud of it. And if by chance you happen to lose it, because you did the work to get it, you can get it back again. That's it. That's my message. Hope y'all have a great week. I'll see you next week. Until then, take care of yourself and the ones that you love. Bye.